News Services Division of Akashvani presents Northeast Diary.
Good evening and a warm welcome to another episode of Northeast Diary, your window into the vibrant cultures, inspiring stories and unfolding events from the eight jewels of India's Northeast. I'm Vinita Thakur, and in today's episode, we step into the fascinating world of polo. Not just a sport, but a living tradition deeply rooted in the soil of Manipur. Additionally, we bring a report on Kokborok Day celebration, a unique effort to honor tribal language and culture of Tripura, and also bring color of the cherry blossoms from Mizoram. But first, let's head to Tripura, where in a rejuvenating effort to revive tradition, the Alpona and Pithapuli Festival 2026 was celebrated at Alpona Gram. Posh Sankranti, also known as Makar Sankranti, is a grand harvest festival celebrated in the villages of Tripura. Rich with the flavor of the soil, the festival is characterized by the preparation of Pithapuli, traditional rice cakes, and the creation of Alpona, a decorative folk art adorning homes and courtyards. This vibrant celebration captivates rural Tripura, and much like it does rural Bengal, our correspondent Suman Bhattacharjee captures similar scenes from the festival held at Alpona village in the Lankamura area under Agartala Municipal Corporation, West Tripura.
This Alpona village is easily accessible on social media. As Makar Sankranti approaches, this entire village, which has managed to preserve its existence despite the race for modernity under the Agartala Municipal Corporation, attracts everyone from art connoisseurs to ordinary people, with its courtyards decorated with white or colorful Alpona designs made by mixing rice flour with the juice of tree leaves, sometimes on mud or cow dung plastered ground. However, this transformation over time in the familiar scene of decorating courtyards with Alpona has made Alpona village even more attractive. Now, the walls of the houses also draw the attention of visitors with their extraordinary artwork. To give these eye-catching Alpona designs year-round durability, the artist friends of Sanskar Bharati Tripura chapter came forward with a plan to incorporate thematic diversity and modern weather coating technology. According to two officials of the organization, Dr. Sanjeev Dev and Rupanandi, their training is now giving the tradition a stronger form.
ये बहुत खुशी की बात है कि अल्पना ग्राम जो विश्व में बहुत ख्याति है उसका अभी 7th ईयर को रनिंग चल रहा है। हम लोग ऐसे संस्कार भारती जो अखिल भारतीय और सांस्कृतिक कल्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, हम लोग ने सोचा कि यहाँ पर विजिट करने के बाद अल्पना तो हम फ्लोर में करते हैं ना, तो इसको कैसे डेवलप किया जाता है। तो हमने क्या किया, जो ट्रेडिशनल अल्पना है उसको ही रखा, उसके साथ थोड़ा मॉडिफिकेशन करके और अच्छा कलर यूज करके हमने जो मिट्टी में जो फ्लोर में जो अल्पना होता है, जिसको हम रंगोली कहते हैं हिंदी में, रंगोली का पैटर्न ज्यादा अलग होता है, उसको डस्ट मटेरियल से यूज किया जाता है कलरिंग। और हम लोग यहाँ पर जो मिट्टी में तो राइस पाउडर से होता है, हम राइस पाउडर ने हमने यहाँ पर वेदर कोड और अच्छे कलर और यूज किया है। हमने अल्पना जो शिल्प है उसको मॉडिफिकेशन किया है, हमने उसको वॉल पे हमने फिक्स कर दिया।
ये चावल का जो पेस्ट होता है ना, पाउडर, उसके साथ पानी मिला के, गोंद मिला के उसके बाद करते थे। हरा रंग के लिए हम जो शीम होता है ना, शीम, उसके पत्तियों को निचोड़ के एक रस बनाते थे, उससे ग्रीन कलर होता था। और इधर ब्रिटिश टाइप का मिट्टी मिलता है जिसका कलर अलग सा होता है, काला होता है, ब्राउन होता है, येलो होता है, मिट्टी का कलर, उससे वो लोग काम करते थे पहले। अभी तो फैसिलिटी ज्यादा हो गया।
With the aim of making the timeless tradition of Alpona and Pithapuli attractive to the new generation, the Alpona and Pithapuli Festival 2026 was organized here by Information and Cultural Affairs Department, Government of Tripura, from January 13th afternoon to 15th, with the collective support of the Agartala Municipal Corporation, West Tripura Zilla Parishad, Sanskar Bharati Tripura chapter, and other state government departments. On one side, the splendor of Alpona, and the other, the fragrant taste of Pithapuli. In the truest sense, Alpona and Pithapuli of 2026 had transformed the festival organized in the village into a vast source of pure joy, filled with the heartfelt enthusiasm of the common people, right from the moment the festivities began, one day before Makar Sankranti. For Northeast Diary, Suman Bhattacharjee, Akashvani, Agartala.
The chilly winter in Mizoram also brings with it enchanting Laisawang Par or cherry blossoms. Though these blossoms are found in other parts of the world, their beauty feels specially magical in Mizoram, enhanced by the region's crisp air and serene surroundings. The soft hues of the blossom evoke a sense of nostalgia and have inspired many Mizo songs over the years. Recently, the Mizoram Tourism Department organized Laiswing Paradise at Phuai Buang, an event that received widespread appreciation. Blooming during the festival season, Laisawang Par draws visitors who come to admire and celebrate its stunning scenic beauty. Our Aizawl correspondent Isaac files this report.
Cherry blossom, Laisawang Par has held a special place in the hearts of the Mizo people for many years. The flower is valued not only for its fresh and delicate beauty, but also for the deep emotional impression it leaves on those who experience it. Laisawang Paradise at Phuai Buang, a village in Saitwal district near the Manipur border organized by the tourism department, was widely appreciated and attracted many visitors. True Date Laisawang or Cherry Blossom Paradise, a tourism event to boost economy and preserve natural resources, was attended by State Tourism Minister Lal Nginglawamar, tourism department officials, community leaders from Phuai Buang and Luang Pol village, and a large number of visitors. Speaking on the occasion, Lal Nginglawamar said that the event was organized to attract tourists by harnessing the natural wealth and beauty of the land. He emphasized the importance of showing hospitality to guests or tourists who visit the state to witness and appreciate the local beauty. He said that community unity and cooperation are essential for tourism promotion in the state. He also expressed hope that the Laisawang Paradise event would bring economic benefits to Phuai Buang and surrounding village through tourism. He remarked of the importance of utilizing the state's beauty to attract tourists while simultaneously preserving natural resources. The minister also expressed hope that the initiative would lead to progress in tourism. Lal Nunmoi, a visitor to Laisawang Paradise, described her visit to Phuai Buang as revitalizing. She also expressed her appreciation for the fresh air and opportunity to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. She says,
"The beauty of Laisawang feels truly different to me, and it gives me a strong sense of nostalgia. At the same time, it brings a refreshing feeling of newness and a calm, self-assured happiness. I feel very content and grateful to have attended the event, and I believe it was a time well spent with my friends and my families."
Cherry blossom are locally known as Laisawang and Phuai Buang, and its surrounding area is famous for this flower or tree. The two-day Laisawang Paradise event also feature adventure tourism activities such as visit to caves, mountain hiking, and mass angling. For Northeast Diary, this is Isaac from Akashvani, Aizawl.
The Kokborok Day stands as a powerful symbol of respect and dignity for the language and culture of Tripura's tribal communities. A series of programs were organized across the state to mark the occasion. Our Agartala correspondent Suman Bhattacharjee brings us this report.
Celebrating any Mother Tongue Day is an effort to show respect to all mother tongues. The mother tongue is as essential as mother's milk. It is a spontaneous effort to preserve one's own existence. The annual celebration of this day, remembering the glorious past of Kokborok language's official recognition, reinforces this understanding. One can best express their thoughts in their mother tongue. If education is properly conducted in the mother tongue, the process of understanding and conveying knowledge becomes easier. The new education policy has also given special importance to education in the mother tongue, and efforts have been made to enrich it with various elements. Following this effort, eminent Kokborok literary and cultural activist and member of the Sahitya Academy, Bikash Rai Debborma, congratulated the initiative to celebrate Kokborok Day.
On the occasion of 40th anniversary of Recognition Day of Kokborok as state official language of Tripura, I congratulate all the Kokborok speakers across the globe. Let all mother tongues of the world flourish and develop, keeping their own identity intact.
The program organized at Ravindra Shatavarshiki Bhavan on the occasion of Kokborok Day under the initiative of the Tribal Research and Cultural Center under the Tripura Tribal Welfare Department was attended by the Secretary of the Department, Dr. K. Shashikumar, the Deputy Director of the Tribal Research and Cultural Center, along with teachers and students from various educational institutions. Dr. K. Shashikumar stated that the celebration was an effort stemming from the commitment to preserve, encourage and and develop the Kokborok language and other tribal languages.
Through various initiatives in education, publication of books, encouragement of cultural activities, and institutional support, sincere efforts are being made to ensure that Kokborok continues to flourish in both traditional and contemporary spaces. The Department of Tribal Welfare and the Directorate of Tribal Research and Cultural Institute in particular is working continuously to safeguard the socio-cultural heritage of tribal communities while ensuring inclusive development.
At the event, awards and honors were presented to students and distinguished individuals who have achieved excellence in the various fields related to Kokborok. On this occasion, the Saima commemorative magazine was unveiled. All in all, this celebration reinforced the understanding that Kokborok language is not at all separate from the comprehensive idea of education and life practices through the eternal mother tongue. Rather, the unique fragrance of the soil enhances acceptability of the poetry and literature composed in the language of the words of this land. For Northeast Diary, Shuman Bhattacharjee, Akashvani Agartala.
Today, we mark on a fascinating exploration of polo, a sport that transcends mere competition to embody a cherished tradition engraved in the very fabric of Manipur's cultural heritage. K.K. Madhu Mangoy unravels the mystics surrounding this indigenous sport, weaving together tales of valor, skill and tradition. So, sit back, relax and prepare to be enthralled as we explore the ancient origins and enduring legacy of Manipur's beloved game, polo.
Games and sports have been an integral part of life of the people of Manipur since time immemorial. Of the various indigenous games, Sagol Kangjai has been one of the most popular and cherished one for the people of Manipur. Sagol Kangjai is played with a ball between two teams, each consisting of 7 horse riders with hockey sticks. In short, Sagol Kangjai is known as hockey on horseback. The British christened this indigenous game of Sagol Kangjai as polo when they saw it for the first time at Silchar in Assam in the 18th century. Since then, the British took fancy at the game. Over time, the name and the style Sagol Kangjai have undergone a change. But the fact that the game originated from Manipur remains unchanged. This fact is acknowledged even in the Encyclopedia Britannica.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, the first Western polo players were the British tea planters in Assam who learned the game in nearby Manipur on the Indo-Burmese border. They formed the first European polo club in 1859 at Silchar and drew up the rules of the game. Even the proceedings of the British Parliament stated that Manipur remains the true original home of polo, as events have unfolded over the historiographed centuries. Even that further stand duly affirmed on 22nd of June 1891 by Lord Ripon, who was the Viceroy of India, while speaking about the Manipur of the Anglo-Manipuri War 1891 days. Lord Ripon says, "It is a small state, probably until these events took place, very little known to your lordship, unless indeed some of you may have heard of it as the birthplace of the game of polo, that is Sagol Kangjai."
Polo became so popular in the Crown's colony that it became a royal game of the British. In this connection, the former president of the Old Manipur Polo Association, Imphal, Professor K. Sarachandra Singh, has to say this.
When I happened to meet Prince Philip, he immediately asked me, when he came to know that I came from India and from Manipur, he said, "I also played polo in India once." I said, "Yes, I know that." So he was very delighted and very happy. That was a very rare occasion for me. At least I came to know that polo is a heritage of the royal family and they have several horses. That is why Prince Charles readily agreed to be the patron of our All Manipur Polo Association.
Mythological accounts say that the god king Marjing first played Sagol Kangjai between 3000 and 2000 BC with another god king Moirang Thangjing. According to Puya, that is ancient scriptures, god kings Loya Lakpa and Khori Phaba also played Sagol Kangjai in those pre-Christ days.
According to local tradition, the game that is known as Sagol Kangzei and is associated with local mythology originated about 5,000 years ago. The season for the game commences annually at the time of Meratha, from which the month, season and year are calculated. The very name polo was coined by Captain P.B. Pemberton after he saw the indigenous game of Manipuri being played in Silchar prior to 1840, when he felt that the game was being played with a rounded toy or a kind of tennis or hockey or cricket ball called pulu in Kashmiri or Tibetan. Captain Pemberton comments, "The national game of hockey, which is played by every male in the country capable of sitting on a horse, renders them all expert equestrians, and it was by men and horses so trained that the princes of Manipur were able for many years not only to repel the aggressions of the Burmese, but to scour the whole country east of the Ningti River and to plant their banners on the bank of Irrawaddy rivers in the heart of the capital of Awa." So deeply are the Burmese impressed with the superiority of Manipuri horse that, up to the present moment, the elite of their cavalry consists of this description of troopers whom they rarely venture to meet in the open field. While recording the name of Sagol Kangzei as polo, the officials of the British East India Company kept their views on the origin of the game in Manipur.
The rules of Sagol Kangzei with a dress code with turbans for players were introduced in 1605 to 1606 during the reign of King Khagemba, who ruled Manipur from 1579 to 1652. During the reign of Rajasri Bhagyachandra, popularly known as Chingtang Khomba, Sagol Kangzei was played in celebration of war victories. King Gambhir Singh exhibited a Sagol Kangzei match to the British officers in 1825 to 1826 in celebration of the end of the 7 years of devastation of Manipur by the Burmese army. This exhibition match is said to be the first ever match of Sagol Kangzei that was shown to outsiders. Later, King Chandrakirti, son of Gambhir Singh, took a team of Sagol Kangzei players to Kasar and displayed the game with complete harmony and unison of human skill with the instinct of the horses and the riders. The fine exhibition of Sagol Kangzei enthralled the British officers, and it could arouse their fondness of the game. In 1846 to 47, King Chandrakirti introduced black and white shirts for each competing teams. After witnessing the Sagol Kangzei match, the British established a polo club in Silchar in 1859. Thus the club became the world's first ever polo club. The following year, another polo club came up at Calcutta, which exists even today.
Just to train the British team, 11 skilled Manipuri Sagol Kangzei players along with 30 horses from Manipur were taken to Awa Tuli of Kasar. By 1869, Sagol Kangzei had already reached Great Britain. Joy Chandra in his book Origin of Polo Game stated, the 11 skilled players of Sagol Kangzei were selected from among the Manipuri players. They were Langmai Themba Chandrakanta, Ahiba Madhu Singh, Kongkha Keso, Thokchau Nawang, Bamon Furailatpam Mani, Yengkhom Chauba, Hizam Ayang Macha, Elangbam Chaitanya Hajari, Yambem Pedam Singh, Bamon Furailatpam Kam, and the eldest son of one, Surai Satpam Tongkruba. They left Imphal on December the 9th, 1869 for Kasar. The Manipuris trained the British players there, and after that 13 matches were played between the British and the Manipuri teams, in which all the 13 matches were won by the Manipuris. Later, 3 Manipuri players were taken out and put into the British team, increasing the total number of players of British side to 10. However, the British could score only 2 goals in the match.
The success rate of the Manipuri players indicated that despite good and strong physique, the British were no match to Manipuri players in terms of skill and maneuvering of horse. On seeing the good performance of the Manipuri players, the then Deputy Commissioner of Kasar, Mr. Robert Stewart, presented cash prize of Rs 120 to the Manipuri players. The team also received another cash prize of Rs 100 from the Manipuri king Chandrakirti on their return. In the beginning of the 19th century, several polo teams were taken to Calcutta for polo exhibition matches before the British King and Prince of Wales during their visits to the city on various occasions. As a result of the British officers' constant efforts to popularize the polo, it has become a well-known game not only in all the Commonwealth countries but also all over the world.
Regarding the history and development of polo and the uniqueness of this variety of horse, Sri Vaikom Damodar Singh, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police of Manipur, who himself was a polo player, comments.
According
to all Manipuri scriptures, that is Puya, this unique pony, that is the horse, has been in existence since the earliest times. This pony is not an ordinary horse. It has many qualities quite different from the other horses of the world. Though small in size, it is very fast, energetic and strong horse. It is said that it can even swim and still work without food for a whole day. It is also said it can even swim with his master on her back. This pony is also known for his skill in warfare. In England, the first polo match was exhibited in 1869 and later in 1882. Polo was played in England with only 4 players in each team in lieu of 7 players. The first ever international polo match was played between the United States of America and England in 1886. Later, Sagol Kangje matches were played in countries like New Zealand, Australia, Africa, France, Argentina and Mexico, etc. as polo. In view of its popularity in several countries, polo was introduced in 1936 Berlin Olympics as one discipline. But unfortunately, the game was dropped from the subsequent Olympic Games. It is very unfortunate that polo was dropped from the Olympic Games. Yearbook 1958 of the Indian Polo Association cites that polo found a prominent place as an event in the Olympic Games on as many as 5 occasions till 1936.
With its introduction as an event in the Olympic Games in 1900, the polo found its place in the 1908, 1920, 1924 and 1936 Olympic Games. But later it was dropped probably on account of its prohibitively heavy expenditure to be incurred by the organizers as well as participants and hosting countries. Another reason could be that only a few rich countries could participate in polo at the Olympics level. However, international polo tournaments are arranged the world over during the polo season on behalf of polo institutions. Regarding the original polo playground in Manipur, the political agent of Manipur, Sir James Johnstone, wrote, "Between the residency ground, the Sanakaitel and the Great Road was the famous polo ground where the best play in the world might be seen. There was a grandstand for the royal family on the western side and one for myself on the north. Sunday evening was the favorite day, and then the princess appeared, and in the earlier days, the Maharaja."
The game used to be played so much skillfully and attractively by the tactful players with great admiration on the part of jubilant spectators that T.C. Hutchin wrote in his book, The Meiteis. The game is played beyond the powers of any but an imaginative and practiced pain in respect of brilliance of play, constant excitement, rashness, courage, skill and popular enthusiasm. There is no game equal to it. Even among the indigenous games of Manipur, Sagol Kangje could be contradistinguished as embodying a rigorous militant culture in tune with the Meitei king's ambition to build up a core unit of cavalry which could sustain the unified body polity. In particular, any male youth could become imbibed with such physical and military training right from childhood, from the standpoint of rendering them fit militia as conscript as envisaged under the Lalup system. Such was acculturation of physical education aimed at military ideology at the face of their perennial rivalry against the Burmese.
Today, the top polo playing nations are UK, USA, Germany, Australia, Brazil, Kenya, and of course the host nation, India. As in ancient Manipur, the present generation still enjoy the game of polo through interest sustained by a network of polo clubs in the remote villages of Manipur affiliated to All Manipur Polo Association. Another institution called Manipur Horse Riding and Polo Institute was set up in 1972 by a group of polo enthusiasts, and this Polo Institute is regularly conducting N. Hazari Memorial Polo Tournament since 1984 without any break. In 1990, Governor's Cup Polo Tournament was started. With their constant effort, an international polo tournament was held at the historic Polo Ground Imphal in 1991.
Professor K. Charachandra Singh feels that polo is still an important and popular game in spite of many threats on its survival.
I have a confidence that Sagol Kangje or polo as such cannot die out so easily, because still our people, young people, many of them take lots of interest because they want to preserve the culture, and polo is very much related with the culture of Manipur, and everyone came to know that this is a rich heritage of this state.
So folks, now listen to a mesmerizing piece titled Hada Samatan Ayangba by Manka M. This enchanting melody pays homage to Shamatan Ayangba, the legendary winged horse, whose mythical presence is intertwined with the origins of the Manipuri pony and the introduction of polo by the divine Lord Marjing. So friends, prepare yourself to be transported by the ethereal sound of this composition as we bid farewell for today's program.
This program was presented and produced by Vinita Thakur with assistance from Kumar Gaurav. It was brought to you by the News Services Division of Akashvani.